From the Millersville University Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Elliott here with a medium range forecast and video discussion issued on Monday, July 8th. Well, we're finally going to get some relief from the heat and humidity, at least to some degree in the medium range forecast period, but it may come with the price of some showers and thunderstorms late this week. So let me jump right on into things here and start by taking a look at the GFS model for 2 p.m. on Thursday. And what you'll notice here is that the remnants of what is currently Hurricane Beryl have now moved into southeastern Canada and the eastern Great Lakes region, and they'll be heading into northern New England later Thursday into Thursday night. Now, to the south and east of the remnants of Beryl, again, it's going to be very hot and humid on Wednesday, but I think the showers and thunderstorms that do develop Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night push south and east of the Interstate 95 corridor by Thursday. And in the wake of the weak cold front that pushes into the region that's trailing southward from Beryl, well, it's still going to be hot and rather humid on Thursday, but not to the same degree as Wednesday. Dew points will be in the upper 60s to low 70s on Thursday, with highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. So it's still going to feel pretty hot and sticky out there. But again, it won't be to the dangerous levels that it will be today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. If you take a look at the European model, now this was the European model run last night at 0Z. You'll notice that it has the remnants of Beryl essentially right over PA. However, the new Euro that came out early this morning, well, look at that. It looks almost identical to the 0Z GFS from last evening. And this makes sense because the remnants of these tropical systems usually accelerate and they tend to track farther to the north and west than modeled once they move into the mid-latitudes. So I kind of agree with this shift on the European model. And again, it looks almost identical to the GFS model, the run that came out about 6 hours prior to this. So if this holds true, then I think Thursday turns out to be a dry day across northern Maryland, most of southeastern PA and the lower Susquehanna Valley. Again, still hot and rather humid, but not to the same degree of the next 3 days. Now, you'll also notice this other area of disturbed weather along just off the coastline of the southeastern United States. Well, that is going to play a big role in the forecast from Friday into Saturday. And I also think that what the remnants of Beryl does will have an impact on what happens on Friday and Saturday. If the GFS and the 6 European models are right, and the remnants of Beryl are stronger and they tend to track farther to the north and west, and this cold front pushes through our area later Wednesday night into Thursday, then the winds are going to shift around to the west and the northwest later Thursday into Thursday night. You'll notice the 0Z Euro really didn't show the remnants of Beryl being very strong. You can't even really identify any trailing cold front to the south of Beryl. But if you look at the 6Z, notice these isobars, or lines of constant sea level pressure, are more tightly packed on the 6Z because the remnants of Beryl are stronger. So if this is the case, then you're going to have a stronger western northwesterly flow once the remnants of Beryl move to our north and east. Once they get to a longitude farther to the east than we are, then winds are going to shift to the northwest and the west, and that could perhaps keep this disturbance farther out to sea, or from at least progressing farther to the north and west on Friday into Saturday. But this is a very complex situation. You have this disturbance just off the southeastern U.S. coastline, what the remnants of Beryl do and how strong they are. You also have this other weak disturbance moving into the central states, and this large sprawling jet stream ridge out over the central Atlantic Ocean. So how all these players interact with one another is really difficult to determine at this distance, but it's going to be critical in how the forecast turns out on Thursday and Friday. Now, if you look at the GFS for Friday, that suggests that that disturbance and the moisture associated with it does get drawn northward into the mid-Atlantic states. The 0Z European model showed the same outcome, but I do suspect that if the 6Z Euro would have run out farther, this disturbance would have stayed farther to the south and east. But regardless, Friday right now looks like it'll turn out partly to mostly cloudy and a bit cooler on account of the extensive cloud cover and the threat for showers and thunderstorms. Highs will still probably be in the 80s with dew points in the 70s, but at least we'll finally get a break from that 90-degree heat. Now, the one caveat here is if this does stay farther to the south and east, then Friday could turn out dry with the most widespread showers and storms along in south and east of Interstate 95. My gut instinct actually leans that way, again, because these remnant tropical cyclones usually do stay stronger and they accelerate more quickly than modeled. I do suspect that we could have a stronger western northwesterly flow later Thursday into Friday. And if that is the case, then this disturbance will stay farther to the south and east and confine to areas along and south and east of Interstate 95. So that's why I'm just going to play the medium range forecast. It's about a 40 or 50% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms from Friday into Saturday right now. Now, if I am wrong and this disturbance does come farther north and west, well, then we will have more widespread showers and thunderstorms from Friday into Saturday, with the threat for perhaps several inches of rain. But I think that solution is less likely than the drier outcome. Not to mention it has been very dry over the last month and a half, and the start of this July has been no exception, with no measurable rain so far at Millersville. So the old saying, drought begets drought, may hold true in this case. So don't be surprised if Friday and Saturday really aren't that wet across the lower Susquehanna Valley, if there's any showers and thunderstorms at all over that 24 to 48 hour period. I'll just have to fine tune this forecast tomorrow into Wednesday. As we move forward then into Saturday, you see the GFS is already leaning toward that outcome. That disturbance impacts us on Friday and Friday night, but it's already getting whisked right back out to sea on Saturday. So if the GFS is right, Saturday would turn out partly sunny, very warm and a bit more humid, but still not oppressive, with highs in the upper 80s to around 90. If the Euro is right, that disturbance is still stuck over us, but again, I suspect if the 60 Euro ran out farther, Saturday would be dry, much like the GFS. And as we move forward then into Sunday, well, we get rid of the showers and thunderstorms, but the west to southwesterly flow returns, and that will also usher hotter and more humid air back into the Commonwealth. So high temperatures on Sunday will likely be back in the 90s, with dew points back in the mid-60s to around 70 degrees. And the start of the following week looks absolutely downright oppressive, much like today and tomorrow. Next Monday and Tuesday could be equally as hot and oppressively humid. So just keep an eye out for that. As we take a look at the medium range campus weather service forecast, partly sunny, hot and humid still on Thursday, but not as bad as the next few days, high 92. Variably cloudy, warm and humid on Friday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs in the mid 80s. Partly sunny and very warm on Saturday, with still that lingering chance of showers and thunderstorms, high of 88. And then looking forward into Sunday, mostly sunny, hot, and rather humid, but not as oppressive again as today, tomorrow, or Wednesday, highs in the low 90s. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Medium Range Forecast. Stay tuned for the next edition next Monday. Until then, stay cool out there over the next few days. Stay cool even late this week into the upcoming weekend. And just keep an eye on my Twitter at MUWeather for more fine-tuned details on the forecast late this week. Until then, like I said, stay cool and stay hydrated out there.